Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet, with episode 61 of Splinterlands 101. Joining us again, usual co-hosts of the show, finest gentleman who ever lived, Matt Clark,
Howdy, howdy.
Here's Matt Clark. He's one of the finest gentlemen that ever lived.
and the Geo of the Geo Tricks. Geo, welcome.
Hey,
So, plenty, plenty to talk about from the latest town hall, huh?
I haven't seen it.
Hmm. Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
Um, I like Matt shared a lot about land, what you're going to need your minions to do, where they can do it, penalties that they'll get in some splinters, nerfs in other splinters.
What?
Yeah,
That's
costs
insane.
involved, and also mentioned we got in Rebellion, we'll have some new summoners that are cross splinter. So you can pick,
Hybrid.
yeah. Well, no, yeah, essentially. So there'll be two splinters you can use with your summoner. So, yeah.
I'm wondering whether neutrals will still be available. I wonder
Yeah.
whether that would be at the cost of neutrals. That would be an interesting.
So you're saying
Have an
that
interesting take
Rebellion
on it.
might not have summoner, might not have neutral?
No, I'm saying if you choose an Earth and Life summoner who can summon Earth and Life, he can't summon neutrals.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that would
Yeah.
be an interesting, like a way to trim down the number of cards available and the like, because there's, and Matt said there are a lot of cards available, and that's been the main concern. Is people are saying, if I've got to scroll through, if I'm in Wild and I've got to scroll through all of my Earth cards and all of my Life cards to try and find the ones that I'm after,
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot. And I'm thinking, well, don't forget neutrals as well. So I wonder whether that would be a workaround to say, well, you can have Earth and Life cards, but no neutrals. That might defeat the purpose of what they're trying to do with it, though. So I'm not really sure. Interesting, very interesting take home. There's a few builds that I'm like, oh, that would be. I wonder how that would go with that. And things that you've thought before in the past, they'd work really well together, but they're not in the same splinter. So there's definitely room for that. I do like the idea that there are splinters that don't have that don't see eye to eye. That there are maybe splinters that get along with each other and others that absolutely won't, and you can't have a fire and water summoner, or you can't have a life and death summoner because they're incompatible. I just, from a lore perspective, I like that better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But this is what it sort of sounds like to me, that this is like law in a way, like maybe they'll pair, like it is like a part of law, working with other splinters, right?
yeah. We don't know what the summoners look like or what their backstory is.
He
Whether
did
it could
say they'd
be.
be weaker though than like a full summoner. That's to balance that out, and
Yeah,
that they'll probably be more expensive as well. I didn't know if he meant mana, like expensive mana, what to use,
I think
yeah.
that. I
or
think
yeah,
that.
That'd be what he means. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's not going to talk about prices of the cards because
Nah.
he constantly jumps on Aggie for talking about prices. So that wouldn't be the case. So yeah, that's interesting. The other thing that he mentioned was that he's backing off a little bit from the idea of every land plot will need a summoner. And a few of the people who have been hoarding just summoners because they've been expecting that, I think, are a little bit miffed that, like, oh, now we've been hearing for 2 years you're going to need summoners on your land, and now I think he's looked at how many summoners there are and said, well, we need some left for battles. We'll make them an optional thing. So it might be the case that you can just get by with monsters on your land. There'd likely be some sort of extra benefit or boost, either that or I think he was saying perhaps that the monsters on your land won't be limited by summoner level. So you can have a level 1 summoner and then, for example, I don't know why, but 5 max flesh golems, for example. It did stipulate that multiple copies of the same card would be fine on a single plot of land, and also maybe that the level of the summoner may not limit the level of the monsters that they can bring in. The big thing there will be an amount of dark energy crystals need to be staked into that plot, and not just into that plot, I think, but into that slot. I don't know whether they'll be broken down that way, but if you want to have a level 10, a max level monster in there working to animate them to bring them out of the ether, you're looking at 10,000 dark energy crystals. So we're basically saying it's another $50 a plot.
Yeah.
If you want to put max level monsters in there, but that could very well be on a drastic sliding scale. It might be 100 dark energy crystals to put a level 1 monster in there, right? And then you're just looking at 50 cents for each plot of land to fill in those slots, or you may only have 1 slot or 2 slots available when you first start at level 1 of the building. It's not until you've upgraded it for the last 3 or 4 years that now you're at level 10. And now the building has 5 slots open, and now you've got to worry about all of that. So there's still so much up in the air, but it was really interesting to hear him sharing some more of his thoughts on it. And those double splinter summoners were an interesting concept. I hope they don't go too far in nerfing them, because I don't know it's that big an advantage being able to draw from 2 splinters.
But Dragon draws from the whole bunch except for
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So then it will be, well, is there going to be a dragon plus 2 other splinters summoner? I mean, we've still only got the 6 slots, right? And we've seen before where you go, oh, I wonder what it's like with 2 taunt monsters. And for a long time, each splinter just had 1 available. But then after a while, we're like, okay, well now we can play multiple taunts. Okay, it's a strategy, but it's not necessarily game breaking. So I kind of feel like, yeah, it's great to be able to draw from 2 splinters, but I'm not sure that you really need to penalize that summoner or make him too much more mana cost, because it's handy, but I don't know how handy it is, and they basically going to have to guess that, right?
Another thing
Matt's
too
got a
is,
spreadsheet, but you can't guess everything.
No, you
so
can't.
if you've got a summoner that's to say earth and air, but in that particular rule set, air's not available.
Mhm.
So then you wouldn't be wasting the mana by playing that summoner then. Unless you've got like an ability that's worth that sacrifice for the rule set.
Or
You
if
might
you're
be
new.
new and he's the only summoner you have, yeah.
Very good
Well,
thinking.
here's the other thing that I was thinking briefly, and maybe it's obvious, but when they say here's the elements that are available for this match, are they talking about the summoners, the elements of summoners that are available for this match? Because theoretically, if you had a life and earth summoner, and you get a match that's just earth, well, he's an earth summoner. You could bring him in, same as you could bring Kralis in with a melee only battle, right? Because she's melee. She also does magic damage. So a green and white summoner, when green is the only splinter available, that might be only green summoners, which means then that green summoner could bring in white cards.
White monster. White monster.
But
White monsters.
if you're
where's the
playing a
limitation?
dragon
Is it
rule
at the
set,
summoner level or is it at the unit?
if you're playing dragons, you can't bring in, like that dragon can't bring in a splinter that's not part of that rule set.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you're right. I think that's I think that'll No, good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a passing idea, but I would assume it works that way, but I'm just trying to think what aren't I thinking of? What haven't I taken into account? But yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so if one of the summoners on whatever splinter is out, would it just like you can't use this card? That's something that needs to be discussed. Like, would one of the splinters still be able to be used?
Like, could you use that summoner, but you can only pull one splinter, or you can't use that summoner at all because he's both. Yeah.
Because it's like 2 in 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting.
Yeah.
That is actually a perplexing question. Like that's racking my head.
So we are talking earlier, Matt, you pulled 2 gold foil legendaries out of a chest.
Yeah, and Gio couldn't just let me have that. He couldn't just be happy for me and like, oh, well done, Matt. Get around, give him a hug. Just just make the day about me for once. I'm here. I got my garter. I got my veil.
This thing.
Bigger boobs comes trouncing in with a bit of cleavage, and like it's not white. It's almost white. Just let me have this. So I pulled a reward chest, legendary gold foil neutral. Where is she now? Here she is. Dry Bone Raider. Now I pulled 2. Combine them, that got me to level 3. And it's a beast, right? It's 12 mana, so unlimited mana matches mostly. But we're talking double strike and 2 attack types. So it's like Vigilator. So ranged and melee, shatter and cripple. And so it's nuts. I mean, she doesn't attack particularly strong. It's only 2 of each type. But the cripple of hitting somebody 4 times in a single round is that really, and that really adds up. So I was stoked about that, and Gio got something else. Anyway, so the focus shifted to Gio, and now we've got to talk about it. So okay, well done, Matt. But now Gio, tell everyone, Gio, what you get.
All right, I'll just share the screen. I got a Kulu Swim Hunter. That's what I
Mastermind. You get the Mastermind.
Sorry. Why am I thinking about the Chaos Legion card? Yeah, I got a Mastermind. 2 of them, which
You gonna bring him up?
I could. Yeah, I could do that. Why not? You see that? Yeah, there we go. Right there. This is what I got. So he has Shield, Opportunity, which has been nerfed lately, and Weapons Training. Adjacent monsters gain. Yeah, that's him. I actually I haven't used him yet, so I don't actually know how good he is, or I really don't know. But I could imagine him being okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys reckon?
I think in like a melee only, like a melee mayhem, that type of rule set, he's got a lot of capacity to add some pretty devastating attacks to what would otherwise be non-attack monsters in your back line.
Yeah.
Difficult with weapons training for what would basically be a tank. Like he's blue, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder how he'd go with Persibolus, Bakjira, him, somebody else, Rooney. And so then that's giving him reach, and it's also giving Bakjira melee attack and trample. Yeah, that could work.
I'm thinking though, like, why would you want to waste his opportunity ability if you don't have to, you know? So
yeah,
what
I was
I'm
thinking when
thinking
you said it's been nerfed, like things like Lily that's doing camouflage for everybody. But yeah, go on.
yeah, maybe like that's a fair point. Maybe this girl with for reach behind the monster that's in front, could be really good.
Coastal Sentry doesn't have reach.
No, but
Persibolus gives it to her.
Of course,
this would be
yes.
amazing. This would be absolutely devastating with like
double strike.
reach. Yeah,
all the best cards have double strike.
That's true. And piercing.
One thing that struck me with Kulu is how many opportunity cards have 9 lives? Like usually your opportunity cards are opportunity bait themselves. So each team's opportunity cards are going for the other team's opportunity cards because they're usually low life. So 9 lives at level 2, but on an opportunity card, that's pretty epic.
Yeah, that is a good point. He's not going to get targeted anytime soon. You put an enchanted defender behind him. Sorry to all those who watch this for help with modern. All I talk about is wild cards. But that is a good point, Bob.
Like imagine him in like brawls. You got DeBlanca. You have the other gladiator card with opportunity. That's 3 3
Worst.
opportunity cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy, right? Like, where are we? Like, I don't know.
Chief
Yeah,
Gladius.
just like,
Huh.
right. Yeah. It's just hard to find, I guess. Like,
Well, you could turn chaos off and make it a lot easier.
maybe I didn't even. Oh, okay, I'm on rare. That's right.
Uh,
That's
yeah.
that's why. Yeah. I can't even find it. I don't even know why.
You got Fiend of Oxen. Is that the one you're looking for? 7 lives, opportunity. Middle of the
Yeah. No,
top row.
Vorse. Yeah, my bad.
Uh,
Vorse. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm looking for him.
Yep.
So you got Vorse, the Plunker. So blue. There we go. That one. And well, the Soulbound.
And
These
you got
two.
Rooney too, if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's got a Rooney.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I laughed. I was like, oh yeah. But you're
Hey,
right, 4.
One thing with your
4.
Kulu though, Gio, you were saying before you didn't want to combine your 2 gold foils
Yeah.
because that then puts some hitting for 5, which makes them force field
Yeah, and in champion
accessible.
and all that, there's because
But
everyone has.
you've got a
Hmm.
regular foil that's 2. So you can use your regular foil at 2
Oh
and then
yeah, no.
use your gold foil at 4, level 4.
I don't think it doesn't let you pick.
Nah.
Ah,
If it was coding a bot, it could choose which card ID it would use, but you can't do it that way until they
Yeah.
roll out the idea of just use your. Somebody said use your scroll wheel, which I think is wonderful. Click
that
on
was
a coin
Gio
or
last
something,
week.
use your scroll. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've got a gold foil and a regular foil at the same level, is it always going to pick your gold foil?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop.
We can
Stop.
go back to Coastal Sentry if you like.
Oh, Bob, would you like to go back to Coastal
All right.
Sentry?
I'm joking. It's fine.
Okay.
Bob,
Yeah.
so what gold legendaries did you pull recently, Bob?
I'll show you my reward gold foil
I'm being
legendary
obnoxious because
collection.
it's been
So we go
it's been so
reward.
long.
Go
It's been so long between drinks. That's why I'm being
gold
obnoxious.
foil, legendary, and owned. There you go. There is my reward card gold foil legendary collection.
Oh, that's nice.
It's so zen.
Wait, is it under rewards or is it under Soulbound? Or it comes
There
up
is-
as rewards?
Yeah, because there is no soulbound option here.
But there is on so if you go below that, you click that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to do that.
I think so.
Oh, no. Because
I'm confused.
I don't own that. It's a starter card.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
But if I go owned and turn on regular, turn off legendary. Yeah, see the soulbounds are coming up now
Okay,
under
yeah.
owned. So all the cards I own. Yeah.
Right. So Soulbound still come under reward subset. See, I didn't know that. I just went straight to Soulbound from that drop tab.
Yeah, because they're still Chaos Legion reward cards.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you can
fair.
tell the soulbounds because it's got the little chain in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah,
I didn't
know.
I didn't know there was Soulbound. That's as a drop down. That's great.
Yeah, that's
I was
what
just using the R. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Gio.
nah.
That
I
helped
was
a
doing
lot.
the opposite. That's the only thing I knew.
That will then show you all of them.
Yeah.
Like starter card, great type thing. Who's this dude?
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, I see him a lot.
Yeah.
Butter. You kill him, he makes the cards either side of him stronger.
Mm.
So what reward cards have you been seeing? Because obviously not getting them leveled isn't something you can just rush out and do now. Like, some people do, sends in your rewards, they just maximum day one and you see them. But now that no one can do that, obviously Fungus Flinger, because, his job is simply to die. It doesn't matter what level he is.
I love him.
So yeah, what have you been coming across? What cards have
I struggle because I still aren't familiar with all the Rift Watchers cards. I kind of didn't buy any packs and didn't, I was looking at other things and trying to capitalize on land and sort of Rift Watchers. I'm just going to let that go through to the keeper, which I'm seeing opponents' cards, but I don't necessarily know whether they're Rift Watchers or new Soulbound rewards. They don't have the little chain there on the corner, so I'm like,
the battle screen. Yeah,
is that yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely been seeing Fungus Flinger, and I think I've seen the Swamp Master or Swamp whatever he is with the pointy hat. Some of him. So I guess like with the common ones, I think we'll start seeing them more often because like what did you get in one of your champ chests? You got like 25 or something of the same card, didn't you? Was it 25?
Me, no, I think 9.
No, Gio.
9 was the most I've had.
Last night.
I think it
His
was no,
his focus were champs. You got like a huge amount of something. 24 or something?
it's so strange because it shows me like all the cards combined, like from that one card that I got. So there's no individual amounts of
Yep, of course, yeah.
But the highest card, the amount of cards I got for one card was 36 copies of Dumac Orc. So that's actually a fair bit.
Yeah.
Just for one card.
Yeah, I got 30 of a death card. Can't remember which one it was. I'll see if I can pull him up. So you got any favorites
big numbers like that? But I one thing I would say is look how readily both Gio and I got 2 gold foil legendaries. Combine them, that's already at level 3, and so that's just going to happen more and more. Where you're like, you're seeing these lower league cards, but there's no reason that we're not going to be seeing gold and very soon diamond level soulbound reward cards. It's just not everyone will have them. It'll just be come up against that lucky guy who managed to pull 4, and now it's max, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the fact that legendaries take so few to combine to get up there. That's why.
Yeah, and the gold for legendaries, like it's going to be a long wait, isn't it? to level those up. Yeah. You got 25 of the possessed puppets, and I must have had some on hand already. So it was like open it was like 30. So
yeah,
what
that's
did
nice.
I get him to? It's only at level 4 after all that.
I'm so jealous of that Ravenhood Warden. That's great.
Yeah, so it's a couple of level 5s, Ravenhood Warden and Wily Coyote. I think everyone's calling him.
That is great.
Yeah, that's cool. There's a lot to like there, Bob. One I'm a little bit fascinated by is I pulled an epic, just a regular foil epic. Kra Zok. He's only 1 mana, and he doesn't have an attack.
And the dragon one.
Yeah, he's got the snake head.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a funky looking card, but he's just the way you play him too. I think is really interesting because he's got quite a lot of life for a 1 mana card. That's the guy. Yeah. Quite a lot of life for a 1 mana card, and the way I see it, he's very much an either or. So at max level, which I'll hopefully end up getting him to eventually, max level he's got redemption, but he's always got scavenger. And I think it's really funny that if you put him in the middle of the team, either he's going to get picked off by an opportunity card straight away, in which case, no worries, he's going to hurt all of their team early on. Maybe strip 1 armor off all of them if they only have 1 armor. So that could be great. or he doesn't die straight away, in which case he just gets stronger and stronger and stronger over the course of the battle until finally somebody becomes a roadblock right in the middle. I'm always talking about the ants,
Antminer?
the antminer.
Yeah.
Same sort of deal, right? And so often this happens. The seedsmith is another one I've been loving, the Venari seedsmith,
How good?
because he does
Poison.
poison and scavenge. Like, I'm really
Oh.
turning into a scavenge nut. You put a scavenge right in the middle of your team, and if they're just a straight shooter and just hitting your tank, by the time he gets to the front, assuming you've done the damage, you've now got a decent roadblock there. And rather than just your whole backline collapsing, it's like, oh no, hang on. Now you got to fight your way through. You fought your way through my tank. Now you got to fight my way through my scavenge card. And what I'm thinking is, this Krazok is fantastic for that, because he's only 1 mana. You just dump him in the middle somewhere and forget about him. Worst case scenario, they take him out straight away and he does redemption. Best case scenario, he gets huge, right? Blocks all that damage, and then just when they finally carve through him, he does redemption then, and bop, 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 bop. So yeah, I'm keen on him. I want to use him a lot.
Same. Look, I love dragon. I want to get all my dragons maxed out if I can. If I can. So we all went on a bit of a spending spree. Matt, what did you get?
So I maxed out. The big one was Venator Kinjo. So that was, I already had 1 gold VCX. So I dropped another $150 on maxing him. So that was obviously not cheap, but it's for everything that he does. I mean, 5 abilities, 2 mana. There's so much that I like, right? So
Absolutely.
that was the big one. But I also went through, and because a lot of these reward cards now are they're discontinued, the non-soulbound reward cards, they're now starting to really creep up in price. And I looked at a few of them and thought, if I don't get them now, I'm never going to get them. So Ever Hungry Skull, I maxed him in gold.
He's great. He's a good card.
Yep, and I'll find uses for him, right? Like, at the moment, I'm looking at it thinking, what are cards that I've come up against in battle quite a lot that I don't necessarily have or use myself, but I'll find a use for them if I know that I've been seeing them in battle. If I'm not seeing them in battle, then nobody's using them. I won't worry about it. So
tell me the use for this guy then, because I don't use him at all.
Equalizer. The one where magic attacks armor, shield. And whenever people for sneak rule sets, you put him in the back, he's pretty good. He can be good up front or at the back, or melee as well.
But 1 life. He only ever has 1 life, and he can't attack from anywhere other than the first position.
Well, it depends. It depends if on the
Melee
rule set.
mayhem.
Yeah, it depends on the rule set. Equalizer, all of that.
Well, Equalizer isn't going to. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Equalizer, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, if you want to, he's basically a taunt for opportunists, right? And most of them are
Because of
melee.
the shields.
So now there's thorns, right?
That's
and
true.
If none of them have poison, then they're just going to hit him all day and just wear the thorns damage.
Absolutely.
Right. So there's a few, and if you want to put him in the back row for that purpose, and say you're worried about a dragon jumper, for example, this guy's going to eat a dragon jumper for breakfast, because the dragon jumper is going to hit him over and over and over again. He's not going to take any damage in earthquake, which is where you'd be expecting dragon jumper, because he's got wings. Right, so just the thorns, it's just going to wreck him. So, yeah, range reflect, I'm not sure if there's really much benefit to that, but I have seen him quite a lot, so I thought I'll just get him, just max him out. And a lot of these cards, they're still only for, considering the ones the amount I already had. I'd look at it, go to Peak Monsters, compare the price, regular foil, gold foil, and then go, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger on one or the other. And so this guy I maxed in regular, but a few of the others, the Venari Crystal Smith, I maxed in gold. We're not going to have more opportunities to grab these old reward cards while they're cheap, because more and more guys are going to do exactly what I did and go through and say, oh, hang on, I got to get the FOMO here. So Venator Kinjo, I looked at that and I was like, I don't really want to drop a few thousand SPS on maxing just this 1 card, but I knew that I would regret it if I didn't. So I just pulled the trigger, and now I got him. right? So it's
Good.
$200, but it'll be $300 within a month, right? So,
Yeah.
Crystal Smith.
That's
Yeah,
too
so I
bad.
haven't used it much. Dispel doesn't really register to me, but I do know that there's Dispel's either getting a bit of a bump or has
It
already had
has,
a
I
bit of a
think.
bump.
I think it
Yeah.
has.
So when I saw that, I was like, for when you're thinking 4 mana, so it's good for Little League. Does a decent amount of range damage. Summoned by a Selenia Sky, you're getting even, for 4 mana, 4 ranged. Speed's decent, life's decent, and tank heal. What's not to like, right?
And it
Yeah.
resets Bloodlust.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Yeah, and that's a big one. And the one of the
Whoa,
big
whoa,
one.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Really? Dispel?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It
back to
literally.
back to the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that's up in the air. I don't know if they're going to keep that. That's been discussed about whether that's
Man, I did
too
not
OP
know
for
that.
Dispel.
I like
But I
it.
mean,
I really
she's
like
white.
it.
She's white, just like Jared Scar, who is a big bloodlust problem, right? So I've had my Jared Scar lose all his bloodlust from a Venari Crystal Smith before, and it's no fun.
Right.
You're like, I'm going to win. I'm going to just
Suck it.
destroy them, and then you don't. So
Yeah.
it's
I
a
use him
bit
all
of
the
a-
time for tank heal in Little League.
But come on, Jared Scar, sometimes in the right conditions, it's too much. It's too strong. So it needs a counter.
Yeah,
It
that's why he
needs a
starts.
counter.
He doesn't have that much life. That's, I guess, his downside.
Yeah, but opportunity rule sets, melee from, oh, dude, forget about it. He's good.
He does hit very hard, and that pierce makes a massive difference.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it does. Look at that. What? 7 attack? Is that real? Is that
and
actually real?
that's how he starts at max level, and he never misses.
That is stupid. That is
So yeah,
actually dumb.
he's not very fast, but he won't miss.
That doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so. Nah, I didn't know he was that. What?
You just want to
7?
hit
Yeah.
him because, like, 2 speed. You just want to have your tank to be faster with piercing, and he's gone.
You know what? I'm gonna buy enough to max it out because mine's at level 3. So I'm
What
gonna
is
get it
mine?
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine's
so Bob,
level 3 as well.
he's a bad tank, right? He's not a great tank.
No,
But if
he's
it's
not.
melee mayhem or opportunity, and you stick him up the back somewhere where he's not going
That's
to
the
get
only
targeted
time I
by
use
snipe
him,
guard,
melee mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But done right, he's absolutely brutal.
So dumb.
So what is he? Level 4. So $30 to max him in regular.
You need
and
five more of him.
That's
Um,
right.
and
So
201
3,
to
5,
max him in.
$15. Yeah, $15 to max him. I might do that too. Because mine's
Gonna do
level
it
3.
right now. Right now. I don't care.
Yeah, just do it before the show comes out, because obviously all of our fans will be like, "Oh, I want to dive in there." Too late, guys. You're watching the replay. We've already bought them all up.
Yeah. He hasn't always been
he's
that
nuts.
cheap, has he? Like $3 a BCX. Wasn't he like ridiculously expensive?
I feel like maybe he was, but those who wanted to buy him bought him, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a reward card. He's out of print now.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's as cheap as he is. I think that's
Yeah, I'm
think
gonna do the
that's
same
silly.
tonight. I'm gonna max mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've got Wraith maxed, so I can utilize him maxed. So
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
7
And
attack.
Wraith is
Yeah.
such a good card.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually
Especially
maxed the Wraith.
You maxed your Wraith? Yeah, that's a good call, man.
Immortalis, maxed.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? I don't even remember.
That's nice. Astral Entity. How'd you go with that?
didn't get
I
one.
didn't max that. I haven't maxed that. Cause I don't know. Honestly, I personally don't see much. It's useful, but it's not as useful as like Immortalis useful, in my opinion. That's what I think. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Conqueror Yasik.
I got a gold foil Immortalis. Can't afford to level him, so he's just renting out on my rental account.
That'll work. One thing I found with Immortalis is in Scattershot, he's really good because every
Mm.
the Scattershot rule set, even if you've got a whole lot of guys that don't hit very hard, the shatter just shatters armor,
Yeah.
and so you within the first round or two, you've stripped all the armor off all your opponents, which can be devastating. So yeah, you get a wood nymph who's doing 1 magic damage. Normally wouldn't matter, but that shatter right there is just like leaves them completely open then to follow up attacks. So I'm a big fan of Immortalis.
He's actually my favorite one. The bot also loves him the most.
Yep.
The bot favors Immortalis for a reason, right?
Well, a lot of Earth cards have always been weak to magic, right? That's just been one of the downfalls of Earth. So giving somebody like a Nectar Queen, right, Void, she's already good against melee, right? She's got Retaliate. She goes fast. So giving her that Void so she can just survive some of those magic attacks really gives her the extra. And pairing it with Mushroom Seer I really enjoy because then you've got your Silence. So now Silence reduces their magic damage, and then Void reduces how much damage it does to the card it hits.
So if you can get them to 1,
exactly, then they're not doing any damage at all. Yeah, but even if they're doing 1 damage, it's so rare at higher levels anyway. It's so rare for a card that's doing 1 damage to have any real outcome, have any real bearing on the outcome of the match. You know, it feels great to just nullify them completely, so they could just hit you all day and not. But so
Splinter
often
is Nectar Queen.
Green.
Yeah, she's Earth.
Yeah, where is it then?
That's the card. It's a reward card.
Yeah, it's not chaos.
Oh, it's not chaos.
Is it reward or
reward?
Untamed? No, it's
No,
Untamed.
I was in chaos. That's
Untamed
right. I was in
reward.
chaos. Yeah, Nectar Queen. So yeah, I was on chaos, and I was doing why can't I find her? Yeah,
Yep. All you need was 1 more level, and level, and to get the retaliate.
Oh, I've got retaliate.
Because you upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was a cheap upgrade from where you were. It was only 1 more level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from 6 to 10, 300 cards. The commons are going to kill me. Because I think I need to focus more right now on leveling up what I've got before I start buying others.
I agree.
Yeah. That whole thing, actually, you want to explain because I didn't know. Maybe there's other people who don't know that resource shares or whatever it is, whatever it's called, yeah?
Well, I didn't know. Hacking Huck sort of bring it to my attention that the higher leveled cards you have for the particular league that you're in, whether you're at the right certain level that league needs for those cards, you earn maximum, determines whether you will earn maximum rewards or not for that league based on where your card levels are at.
Yeah.
And so you bring that to my attention. I was like, wait, because I noticed that I struggled to get into champ, and I was like, wait, why is it like a slow push? And so I looked at some of my cards, and obviously they're level 3s, and for like for those cards, and then I had like level 5s, level 4s. So I was like, why don't I get these cards up that are still cheap? So these like rewards and fiends and stuff, all that, and that gave me like a nice boost. Obviously the summoners gave me the best boost because I had to upgrade those to level 4, which that's why we we're talking about before about like myself and Bob spent a bit on cards, and that's what I did. I just went the route to where I could comfortably now make it for the first time to champion it, and I never thought I could make it there. So that's a really cool feeling. I rented a Lux for like the first season. Yeah, so did I explain the R share thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So essentially,
Is-
because I was wondering too, I'm
Do you
really
reckon
not
that's
getting
sufficient?
that many chests. And
Yeah.
again, so even at gold, some of my
Mm.
cards that I'm playing with are silver level cards. So I'm being
Yeah, right.
penalized because I'm
Yeah.
playing in gold with cards that aren't gold. And then, of
Yeah.
course,
So
getting into diamond at the end of season,
yeah.
I'm being penalized even more.
Mm.
So yeah,
As far as I'm aware, that doesn't affect
Rating.
the rating. Yeah, so you'll still get
No.
as many rating points for a win,
Yeah.
but you won't get
But
the
rewards.
rewards for it, the SPS and the
And
the progress towards your daily and season chest. You won't get as much either.
and that's what matters the
Mhm.
most, you
That's why
know?
we play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So an excellent player who's got silver level cards in diamond
Just
is
won't
going to
cut
be
it much.
absolutely beating their head against the wall. And for their
Mm.
ECR, they're not getting the rewards that
Mhm.
that somebody with diamond level
Yeah.
cards will get, even if
And it makes
they've got
sense.
a nice high win percentage. Yeah.
And it makes sense. I like that. Like, I actually support that, right? Because, yeah, like you pay for where you're at. You don't want people in bronze earning like the same amount of rewards as you do with a full decked out, full deck, right? Yeah,
Well,
it's more
if you're
fair.
playing in diamond with a full deck and you're getting beaten by someone in bronze, I think it's time to find a new game.
Well, no, I'm sorry. No, no, you spent more. You got to put yourself on a pedestal here because it's very rarely would someone in bronze beat someone in even gold. Like
Yeah.
it's got to be rare, right? It's not a normal thing.
Hmm.
And if they do beat you, they probably just got the best. They probably rented the best cards against someone who doesn't have the best cards in that league. So
Yeah.
yeah. I still don't think they deserve it though. That's just me. Like,
Often after season reset, I'll be in gold and I will come up against somebody who's got level 1 cards just across the board, just all level 1 cards.
yeah,
And often
you
I'll
get
look at that and
slapped.
say, go, if you had decently leveled cards, if these were even like level 3 and 4 commons, you probably would have won that because it's a better
Uh,
lineup than I had. It's just I had much better cards, so you can just strong
yeah,
arm them with far superior cards.
exactly.
So
But you
yeah,
paid
there's
for
a
that
limit.
too. But you
Yeah,
paid for that, so you deserve to win. Like it's just how it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, what were we going to bring up after that?
I think my battle
Matt's
you were talking
game.
about
Yeah.
Coastal Sentry and
Yes.
yeah, we had a little
We were talking
intermission
about it
there, and
before.
I thought, oh, I'll try Persepolis and Coastal Sentry.
Is this the first game you did right after that
This
talk?
is literally the only time I've ever played her. Like I've never played her before,
Yeah.
and it was like 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, while we were
and,
on a little
and
break.
performed as advertised.
And that guy on top literally has a meta sort of lineup right there. That's a
Yep.
textbook Lorna and Sneak sort of lineup, right?
Yep.
This is what they use. This is what yeah.
Because Shield Bearer is such a good tank.
Mm.
Because he
Yeah.
can take the damage.
Look at that. Oh no. Could you imagine? Oh, imagine her in a
And then the stack in
blastful
here.
set.
Oh yeah, that's insane. So yeah, Coastal Sentry just absolutely dominated that game, and I want to thank you, Gio, for putting me onto the potential of that card because that's just nuts.
Well, honestly, I forget where I saw that lineup from someone else because I wasn't the first one to say it, but I did look at it even before I heard it, and I was like, that would be a good card. But then you hear it again and again, like from other dudes who are pretty good at strategy as well, and you go like, yeah, this just solidifies what I thought.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what you were saying too with Goblin Mech as a tank, which isn't always necessarily a good idea because he's got a lot of armor but not a great deal of health. But
Yeah.
in a no magic match, for example, he can stun, and then she's got knockout and pierce. So now she's at max level. She's hitting for 5, except if she's hitting somebody who's stunned, she's hitting for 10. She's cutting straight through the armor, and then she's hitting them again. And then if Persibolis, she's trampling. So it's just that's fantastic. But
That's nutty.
But it's 10 mana, right? It's 10 mana for the Goblin Mech. It's 10 mana for her. So another 7 for Persibolis. I'm spending 27 mana just on my first 3 cards. Unlimited match, let's go. But
It's expensive.
yeah, but unlimited no magic. This is going to be my go-to now.
Do you have
Nice.
Persibolis, Gio?
I do. I have a level 3, but I guess I might have to get him to level 4.
Yeah,
No,
I don't have
it is
one.
it's the cheapest one. It's the cheapest one. Like you can pick one up for like what? No? Did you buy them up, Matt?
No. I'm saying I can't believe it's the cheapest one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
absurd.
Yeah, it's the cheapest one. So
Just
I think next
Just
pay.
Deplunker alone transforms Persibolis. Deplunker is such a great card with Persibolis.
Yeah. It's $17 per BCX at the moment. And yeah, it's 17. That is really good. So all I need is 5. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 85. 85 right there. Yeah, that'd be a next pay thing. If things don't go up by then, right?
What do you mean it's the cheapest? 17 of BCX.
Yeah, it's the
Of the
cheapest
legendary
legendary.
summoners.
Yeah.
You still need 11 of them.
No, I only need 5. I got a level 3.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I need. Because I don't even have a maxed out water deck. Yeah, I don't have any like level 8s or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And one
yeah,
thing that was hammering me when I was doing my shopping is, it's Australian dollars like 67 cents at the moment to the US. So
it's rough.
we go, oh, look, it's only 150. Wow. And you go to buy, it's like 220 Australian dollars. It's like, well, that's yeah.
And now I know how like people from the other countries who their money's weaker compared to the US feel, right? They get it worse.
Yeah.
They cop it worse.
But if you're ever to sell a card, right, then it works the other way around.
Yeah.
Suddenly you can buy a mansion in Surrey Hills. Well, it's a level 3 vampire. Wow, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Where should we pull your Cadillac up? Yeah, so goes the other way.
It works both ways. Yeah,
So
it does.
cards actually sell, do they?
I wouldn't know. I think I sold 3, maybe 4 cards like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, ever. I don't sell cards. I'm a black hole for cards.
I just want to sell my Shinlo so I can do
That's
some
low.
serious leveling up. But
That is really low.
It's just not going. And I'm not going to go any lower. There's no way I'm going lower than 2-4.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's what
wouldn't
Matt
want
was just saying. That sells, and that's a lot of AUD.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not worth even doing the AUD conversion on this because the cards I'll be buying will be in USD value anyway. So
you got to start thinking about pesos.
That is literally
Yes, I
Mexico
know.
right there.
But I'll be earning US dollars though while I'm in Mexico. So because of Cambly, so I get paid in US dollars.
That is a two-way trip to Mexico and back, and everything that you would need for like what, a month.
Yeah. Because we're saying too, like here in Australia at the moment, even for myself, if I was to stay at home all day, not go anywhere, and just eat 2 meals a day, that's $1,000 a month,
Hell yeah.
Australian dollars.
It's a lot.
Like $1,000 a month just to do nothing, just to eat twice a day, you know? So like once I get to Mexico, like I can live over there for $250 a month, not $1,000 a month.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Or you could halve your expense and double your lifestyle out to 500.
Yeah. Yeah. But Kurt was saying like, you can live quite comfortably with everything covered for $250 a month. So, yeah. And,
yeah, because over here we're always thinking like, oh, if we go here, we have to spend this much, and then we got to like save up for the next trip. At least over there, you just do your Cambly, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm all right. I can go here and sightsee. Petrol alone to get to somewhere is like it's stupid.
yeah.
But that I don't know how petrol prices are around. I don't know.
No,
Are they just expensive everywhere?
I'm not sure. But I mean, even just to fly from Mexico to Peru is $200
Mm,
Australian.
mm,
So even in Mexico, I can still like I get to travel around South America, visit my favorite places, explore some new places as well. It's all
mm,
convenient. Just here's the thing though, to get there, I went through the list. Every single flight from Australia to Mexico, when you actually put that in the search parameters, lands at either LAX, was it Fort DFW, was it Fort Dallas, or San Francisco, every single flight. So I actually, and that's when you put Australia, Mexico in the search parameters, but I can still go from here to Auckland, New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand to Santiago in Chile,
way better.
Santiago to Lima in Peru, and then Lima, Peru to Guadalajara in Mexico. So it's a bit of a runaround, but that's the way to get there without having a stopover in the States and getting turned around and sent back.
Yeah, well, those rules could change in the next couple of months as well. But whether you want to risk it anyway, I think.
Well, the borders could close again in the next couple of months.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
safer coming up through South America, and then you can fly over the Pacific and see what's up.
Well, but
between
that's it.
Antarctica and the
You
Southern
don't,
Pacific.
because there's no flights that actually go over that area, which is why from here you go right up north to north of, and then you come down again, or you go up to Qatar and down again. So you miss that entirely. And even like if I want like going to Lima, Peru or Santiago, you can go straight across, but you don't. You actually do this loop. So you're actually following the edge like this. You don't go straight across, which is why it's 17 hours. And, sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So we're spinning this way. So we're spinning this way, we're flying this way, and it's still 17 hours to get there. So yeah, there's no flights go over that area in the middle of the ocean.
So instead, we'll fly in a triangle. We'll just go down here to this country that's way out of the way, and then we'll go to where we need to go. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Instead of just cutting through that.
Yeah. Until I start making like the airplanes without windows, then maybe we might be able to get some direct flights going across.
As long as there's a window in the front of the cockpit, that's the main thing, right?
I know. Well, that would be a no-go as well. It'll have to be a completely drone, like AI controlled flight.
It'd be automated. You don't need windows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lovely. Should we battle?
Yes, I want to do a manual battle for once.
All right. So why don't you go first, Gio?
I will. I think I've actually skipped out the last two.
Yeah. Well, we've had
challenges.
guests, and obviously, we wanted to maximize the opportunity for Matt to have some real competition. But with your recent shopping spree, Gio, I think you might give him a run for his money tonight.
Okay. He's still got wild cards. It's not like this is modern, right? Like this is all cards and gladiators. So I don't know. I don't think so.
It'd still be good to flex your new deck. So
Oh, it's always great to flex a deck. Hmm. Okay. Let's just do something like this.
actually, I was thinking to like Matt keeps telling us that he's reached out to Aggie to ask him onto the show. But I'm wondering, has he really? Because like Aggie's got the biggest deck in the game, and Matt's probably just thinking, "God, if we get Aggie on the show, we're going to battle, and he's just going to whoop me." So maybe
Well, I think he's probably too busy doing other things. Yeah, he's probably got I don't
I'll
know.
hit him up. I'll hit him up for our 100th episode. See if he
All
can
right.
come on for the 100th.
Yeah,
That'll be the
it's
plan.
yeah, only 39 episodes away.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And also, if you check out the People's Guild, I recently was a guest on their show, but you won't find it on YouTube because YouTube pulled it because I said some no words in the global tyranny censorship. But it is on a couple of like audio podcast platforms. So if you just go to the People's Guild, have a look at their account, and I actually have links to their audio podcasts.
Yeah. If you see that, what
Life
we have
versus
here.
life.
Nope.
Yeah,
Captain
we're on the
Katie,
same
of
page,
course.
Gio and I. Yeah, I couldn't. How can I? She's my girl.
Yeah. I've been
Wait,
pulling
what?
in a few Captain Katie's lately,
Why'd you bring in Sloan when you don't have any range?
I don't know. I just chose. I've completely forgot. I really did.
Because you've got Wraith, haven't you? Maxed.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yep.
Was it a mana consideration?
No, it
No?
wasn't. I thought I was supposed to choose a range, but it just didn't click to me. I just
No.
totally forgot about the summoner. You know when you do that sometimes?
Yeah, I do it all the
You're
time.
just focusing on the core team and not I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah. I don't know what to say. I think Matt's got this. But I'm happy to give it just a playthrough if any of you have anything to say.
Well, I'm thinking armor's going to get me there because we both have divine shield, but you don't really have much armor on your
No.
Soldier Rangel, who's your main. I mean, she's going to be targeted first by all my snipers, and she's your bloodlust character, right? So I can kind of feel like by the time you get to Captain Katie, she's going to be a little bit too hard to punch through
I think
because
so.
she'll have taken a couple of scalps. So yeah.
All right. Let's just play it because we don't have that much longer. I
No,
don't
we
believe.
can keep looking at this game and discussing this game and chatting about
Oh,
this
and
game
you've
for a
got
while if you like.
Bloodlust. Okay. Nice.
It won't be the first bloodlust either.
Well, they're all going against the Conjurer now. Oh, that was a big hit.
12 hit, yeah. Ooh,
That hurts.
yeah.
But you,
Jeez, man. Yeah, I think
no, you're purified though,
yeah,
man.
Ariel, yeah. Ariel's gonna hold this maybe. Maybe. Oh, he's poisoned.
Yeah, I don't have Pierce, so I'm
Miss.
only attacking every second round. Yeah, I might be in
But
trouble here. That miss was
Those
handy.
misses, man, the misses.
I don't have Pierce, so I'm hitting. Yeah, the misses is interesting. I guess flying's really helping me out there.
yeah.
Another 12 and you're
Okay.
wrecked. There it is.
Yeah. I
Man,
think.
that was not as close as I was expecting it to be.
Oh,
Is it
come.
still?
Nah. I think you got it.
What do we?
Can't believe the misses.
Nah, it's actually fair. Oh,
Gone.
wow.
There it is. Gio, you got it.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Look at that.
Even with all those misses.
Even with my
Wow.
dumb choice of summoner. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It
wow,
sort
that's
of worked
nuts.
out. Yeah, all right. Yeah, cool.
It's disappointing. To be honest, I really thought I had that one,
Yeah, I thought you did
and then you
too.
kept missing, and yeah, okay, that's not.
It was only
uh,
down to the last couple of cards, really, when I thought, whoa, hang on a sec.
Yeah, I honestly thought Captain Katie was buried far enough back, considering that Divine Shield and regular armor. I thought Captain Katie's far enough back from those snakes that I'm gonna keep her alive and do some damage. But clearly, she just got overwhelmed. And I think, when you're poison snakes, then that sort of, okay, you didn't do any damage with the hit,
Yeah.
but the poison remains. So,
But
good work, Gio.
This is what's beautiful about this game, yeah? Like, obviously, what you chose, it looks so OP, but sometimes, just sometimes, things can change and it's so cool. And that's what this, I like it. I like it.
Agreed.
I think that's a really cool thing.
Agreed.
Okay,
I
your
think
turn,
if I had my time over, I'd probably go for like a paladin in front, because he's got that hard and a bit of magic reflect, and you're sinking so much into Uriel, so much mana into Uriel.
Yeah.
Anyway, well done. Good win.
Thank you. That was cool.
And I've definitely selected challenge this time, rather than just going straight for the battle. That was so funny. Matt's game, where's it? I haven't got my challenge. I haven't got it. Where is it?
Who's this mystery guest? All right. So, range, no heal, 23 mana, everything available.
It's a bit low. It's not a lot of. It's not a lot. No heal. Okay. Melee mayhem. In before Matt just goes Possibilis and Coastal Sentry. just like being reckless.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot we got gladiators in this too, don't we? That's fun. That is fun.
Got a itchy wrist.
Left or right?
Right.
Is that getting money or giving money? I can't remember. I think whichever one's you're getting money, one's you're giving money. That's Irish, old Irish wives' tale thing.
But isn't that a palm thing?
Yeah, itchy palms. I think.
Yeah, I think it's an itchy palm. Nah, my palm's not itchy, it's just my wrist. So it's yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm good to go. Mine's a little unconventional, but should be good fun.
Hey, unconventional sometimes does the job. Like last game.
Yeah, that's Sloan and no ranged cards. I'll just win anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. I opened the back door and you just kicked it in.
So stupid that was.
I really thought Katie was gonna come to the party though. Looking at the lineup, I was like, oh yeah, but just couldn't quite. Well, I mean, you only had the one snipe target card, but she was your most vulnerable card, right? And I picked her off first.
Yeah.
But then I just went nowhere after then. Like it just.
The momentum.
I was like, this is great. I took out his gladiator. But, yeah.
Oh shit. Sloan, you were useless, but it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was the winning stamina.
It was indeed.
Do you like Astral Entity, or are you still choosing your?
I don't have Astral Entity. Are you talking to Matt?
Yeah. Matt, like, have you used him? Not really.
No, not really. I don't really use death cards very much. I've
Mm.
just realised I've done the opposite of you. I've done exactly what you did. I've boosted my ranged cards.
I don't have a ranged guard.
I did exactly your trick. As I'm looking at the lineup, I'm like, why did I do that? There's not. I mean, if there were dragon cards, sure, that was the original plan, is pull in some dragon cards, but there actually aren't any.
Well, this might make you feel better. The only thing Bob is doing to you is minusing your life by 1.
Yeah, and you got.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
it. So if you can overcome that, you're right.
I'm so
Yeah, I
used to
think I'm
seeing
gonna-
people actually playing Magic now in Melee Mayhem, thinking, so, but you didn't.
But Matt took this literally.
Yeah. It's like that's an invitation. I'll just play Grum. Why couldn't I play Malric and give everyone +1 to melee?
Yeah.
Why not just do that? It's too hard.
What?
Too hard basket.
Or even Tarsa.
What was I thinking?
Tarsa
Tarsa would be good.
But to be fair, is that is that gladiator card a fire one or a dragon one?
Yeah, she's fire.
So you have no dragon cards
I
as
have
well.
no dragon cards. I didn't need to bring in Selenia Sky.
That is
all.
double useless now.
Yeah, yeah. I could have brought in PJ and had an extra one mana. Or there's so many different options I could have had, and I literally did exactly what I just mocked you for doing in the match. You beat me. You watch. Bob's going to beat me now, and this will be my last show. I'll be like, nah, I'm out. Here's me talking about me not selling cards for years, and then I just sell everything. Bob, please, I need to win this.
Alright.
I actually think you got it, Matt, because no, for real. Do you have a gladiator with
Yeah, but he's used the skull, right? And so she's just going to be hitting the skull.
But it
Which is
depends on
exactly what you told me to do earlier.
Which is exactly what I told him to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't. Although, hang on, your fiend is gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit the fiend first. So
Yes.
there's a
Scavenge.
bloodlust at least.
Yeah.
That's gonna help a little bit. But yeah, then I'll be just pounding on your ever hungry skull and getting nowhere. But we'll see what happens. I
Grum
still
won't
think
take out. Grum won't take out the fiend. Your what's his name?
no,
Will?
Grum-
What's this guy?
Grum will go.
Oh, that
for
is your
Windeku.
bloodlust. Your bloodlust. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, there's two bloodlusts. So
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see how we go. I mean, 7s. You don't have any amplify there, so 7 health. It'll be 8 health. She can hit him 4 times, I think. We'll see.
Let's see.
He might come out on top.
Yeah. As advertised.
Okay. It's still nice. Still nice. But you do have your ant. Oh, you love your ant miner.
Giving Venator Kinjo a bit of a go too with his.
Yes.
Yeah, this is. I can't.
Oh no, it could be.
There's the bloodlust. There's the armor.
Oh
Poison.
no, I think. Oh my no! What is that? No!
Wow.
No!
Wow. Wow. Let me just screenshot that.
What? Matt, tonight is not your night. No. How? It's like the examples you gave. The example, like you said to me, you did that mistake, and then you told Bob, it's like in the Melee Mayhem, use like thorns and like you. Oh man!
Oh man, this is so funny. I got absolutely destroyed. Well done, Bob. Congratulations, mate.
Thank
That-
you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he deserves that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he deserves it more than I do because he hasn't won much against you. Not much. Not much.
That was just everywhere I turned, everything I tried to do. That was well done. Well done, Bob.
Yeah.
And now,
Your
that's
background.
rude. That is rude. That is.
New background. No, he earned it. He earned it. He can have it.
Yeah,
That's-
Yeah, but you know what won that for me?
That ever
Ever
hungry
Hungry
skull.
Skull. Yeah, yeah. Which
True.
is, I said, like when you're talking about, I said, what use is he? He's useless. I never use him. Oh, but this.
Nah,
Ah,
he
okay.
is. He useful. He is useful,
Yeah,
man.
He really is.
yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe that.
And if you give him if you give him phase as well in like a equalizer, it's so good.
I was just gonna sit here, I think, for the rest of the episode. Just so yeah.
Like if you use like what's that card? If you use like a Svispa with him, if you're scared about, you know, other sorts of damage, he's got phase, he's got thorns, he's got fly, so it can be cool. Really
Yeah,
good.
it's a lot to like there.
Right.
Let's battle, he said. Why did I say that? We should have just kept talking about stuff, right?
Indeed. And
Silly idea.
talking about stuff, we are out of time for episode 61. So if you would like to come on the show, drop a comment below or hit me up on Discord and just drop a comment below. Just tell me how much you enjoyed the battles tonight. And it's a first. This is a first. So
He's still on his white horse.
oh,
You know,
like
he's
how
still-
often do I have this opportunity?
Yeah.
And when will I have this opportunity again? Yeah,
Maybe never again.
exactly, exactly. Got to milk it for all I can. Got to milk it for all I can. And just remember, every week, the commenter who generates the most engagement will receive 10% of the post rewards. Thanks for joining us on 61. We'll see you on 62. I'm Boba Fett. Peace out.
Bye.